that impact the local environment. This is where we address the topics that matter. Here's your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning, Cayman. Welcome to The Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller. It is a beautiful Thursday, June 19th. The sun is out. The wind was a little heavy yesterday. I think the wind's going to pick up throughout the weekend. So if you have some weekend plans, which I hope really does involve the beach volleyball tournaments starting today, which I am a part of, so I don't mind giving it a plug. Do know that if you're going to the beach, make sure you got your sunscreen and know that, it is a little bit windy out there, so bring what you got to bring to tie things down. But it's going to be a beautiful weekend ahead for the Cayman Islands. And coming up on Monday, Monday, June 23rd, is an event called The Journey Within, an evening with Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar. And it is basically a meditation session. And I'm quite excited about this because I had a friend get me into meditation almost about 2 years ago. Although I say I don't really have time to meditate, which is very ironic because that's exactly why you should be meditating in that sense, to ground yourself again. And we're going to be diving into peace, purpose, and personal transformation in regards to this topic. The guests that I have in studio to talk about The Journey Within an evening with Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar. My guest today is Deepankrati Rajput from the Art of Living Foundation, and she's going to be talking about the event, The Journey Within, with the world-renowned teacher that I had mentioned. So Deepa, welcome to our show. Good morning.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
Very well, thanks.
Excellent. So as I said to you, right before the show started, I was looking at this event. I'm absolutely planning to go. I'm going to buy my ticket today, I promise you. But I'd seen it, I think it was first through social media. I saw an ad pop up and I was like, oh, hold on, wait a minute. And then I went to go Google. The name is a little long for me. So I went to go Google Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, or really, I did go Google The Journey Within, the Art of Living. So the information I found was vast. There was so much. And I was like, okay, this guy has a huge following globally, millions of people. Millions of people have, I don't know about millions, but there's been a lot of people in the world that have done his retreats, that follow his meditation practices and whatnot. And I said, okay, this resonates with me, and this is something that I want to check out. So to know that I have you on the show this morning as a guest to talk about it, I'm quite excited. So let's get into the Art of Living. Let's find out what the heart and mission of the Art of Living Foundation is, and then we'll tell people a lot more about the event.
Okay, for sure. So briefly telling about the Art of Living Foundation, it's one of the world's largest volunteer-based organization. It's mostly run by the volunteers across the world. It's operating currently in 180 plus countries, and it has touched the life of more than 800 million people.
A lot.
It's a lot, yeah.
800 million, okay.
The mission of Art of Living is to see a stress-free, a violence-free society, and to bring a smile on every person's face.
Yes. A violent-free society globally would be a beautiful thing. Do you think we'll ever get to that stage?
I'm very positive.
Okay, I like the outlook. Right now, I'm like, I don't know. Right now, what's going on globally is worrisome a little bit. But it's a good aim to have. And stress-free and to keep a smile on everybody's face, I think, are excellent goals to have as well. So how did you get involved in the Art of Living Foundation?
It was very interesting. Actually, I moved to Cayman in September 21. Mm-hmm. And then I was really going through a rough phase. And it's ironic because Art of Living Center is in Bangalore. International Center is in Bangalore, India. And I was living in Bangalore for 5 years. Mm-hmm. Back then, nothing. And once I moved so far away from Bangalore, from India, here I was facing depression and I was not all right. I was like, it was a state where I was just like, it was so easy to make me cry. And during that time, I knew a friend. And every time I met this friend, he was so happy. Just, smiling and well connected with everyone. And at that moment, I don't know what got onto me. And I just went to talk to this friend about what I was going through. And then he suggested, have you heard of Art of Living's courses? I was like, yeah. And then he was like, you should try one of those. And said that, oh, I know, but I don't know if meditation is for me. I've tried meditation before.
What was your idea of meditation before you did the courses?
Well, sitting with your eyes closed.
Yes.
Yeah. And concentrating. That was my idea about meditation. And so I told him that, I don't know. And he said something really powerful to me, which I still remember up to this day. He said that you're trying to get out of a problem. There is a solution. Let's try it. If that works, it will be wonderful. If this does not work, we'll try something else. And I can say with 100% confidence that it did work.
It did work. Did you say to him at all, you're such a happy person. How do you maintain that happiness?
I don't remember asking him that, but I knew that he was a regular practitioner of, the Art of Living course.
Okay.
And he really vouched for it, that how that worked for him. And because he was a regular meditator, the space from which he came, the conviction that he gave me while sharing about Art of Living and the courses, that stuck with me. Okay,
and you said, why not? And tried it. And as you said, 100%, it turned things around for you.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Okay, so was able to get away or get rid, I guess you could say, of the depression that you were feeling a few years ago.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. I like you sharing that personal story, because I think it's our personal experiences and how we're involved in something, and when we're sharing it, that it resonates a lot more. It's authentic in that sense. So when you go through it is when you can give the best experience and the best idea to somebody else, right? And you're living that experience, the change of it. How would you say it's changed your life in these past few years? What do you do differently?
Well, it has changed. There are numerous ways in which my life has gotten better. But my favorite element is my relationship with my family.
Okay.
My parents, my sister, my brother-in-law, my uncles, aunts, my cousins, my friends, but mainly, my family, because while I was before Art of Living, my relationship with them was not so happy, not so happy. Like, I used to feel stressed around them. I kind of felt like I'm not being accepted for who I am. But, practicing these courses, it just made
a difference.
Oh, such a big difference.
I think there's a lot of pressure, especially on women from Indian families. And, I can understand the not being accepted for who you are. I get that there can be a lot of cultural pressure, no matter where in the world, our culture's coming from. And I think it's a beautiful thing that being able to do something like the Art of Living
I would actually like
courses helps you.
Yeah, I would like to just say this, that yes, there is like a lot of cultural norms from where I come from.
Yeah.
But my parents have been exceptionally, I don't know, I never expected them to be so understanding. Although they come from, a completely different background, and their thought process and beliefs is so different from me. But like during this process, I've seen, along with me changing, I've seen them growing and accepting me for who I am.
That's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful two-way thing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very beautiful thing. So for somebody hearing about this for the first time, which is going to be a majority of our listeners, I would say, what makes the Art of Living Foundation different from other wellness or meditation organizations?
Yeah, so there are 3 elements I would like to quote here.
Okay.
One is the self-development programs that Art of Living offers, which is a beautiful mix of breathwork, yoga, meditation, and wisdom, practical wisdom for our daily living. That is one. Second is the service projects that Art of Living offers. There are, Art of Living works on various service projects across the world in association with the International Association of Human Values, such as also quoted as IHV. Some of them are, for example, we have prisoner rehabilitation programs, and we have sustainable rural development programs, women empowerment, education for all, environmental friendly programs, which are being run across the world. So the service element of Art of Living. And the third, the most beautiful one, is that Art of Living welcomes people from all walks of life. Any culture, any religion, any belief, any thought, whatever you are just simply welcome in the Art of Living.
I like it. So three main elements behind the Art of Living: the self-development, the service-based, and being accepting of anybody, any background, any walk of life, all from all around the world.
Diversity.
Of diversity. There you go. That's the word that sums it up right there. Okay. So we know that what you do, as you said, with service-based elements of Art of Living, we see how it can make an impact worldwide. But what about here in the Cayman Islands? What has the foundation done? I'm assuming that you have a Cayman Islands chapter, right?
So it's actually starting yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Cayman Islands is one of the country where Art of Living has not tapped in yet.
Okay.
So I would say stay tuned because it's coming very fast and very soon.
So the event that's happening on Monday at Hotel Indigo, this is almost an introduction to everybody to what the Art of Living is, because there will be the foundation chapter at least established in Cayman very soon.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So when we go to I don't know, do we call him a teacher? Gurudev? Is that what we refer to him as? A spiritual teacher? Or
a guru in...
a guru? Okay.
Yeah, in Hindi it means a teacher.
Okay. So when we're coming to him, if we're talking about him and his message that resonates with people, what is it about him that you think that just draws people to his teachings, his practices?
I would say Gurudev walks the talk, we share various values, various principles of how to live your life. But he actually lives it that way. One is that. And another is when you are around Gurudev, in a hall with Gurudev, everybody feels a personal connection with him. So he has that, he's like that friend, in a group who is well connected with every other friend.
Almost like the friend that you met here when you moved here.
Yeah, exactly.
So I can see how those elements can kind of translate. So he has that connection, that aura about him.
Yes.
And once you become, I guess, a student of his teachings, of his practices, that kind of aura translates into you as that student as well, and can affect other people as it did you. It influenced you big time.
And I would also say his simplicity, Yeah.
We live in a very complicated world right now, and often forget.
A lot of pressure to present yourself, be somebody.
Right.
But he's just...
Be busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, some people don't know what meditation does, the benefits of meditation, are doubtful about meditation. Can you tell us the benefits of meditation?
Oh, there are numerous. To start with, I will say it reduces the depression levels highly, reduces the stress hormones in the body, increased brain functionality, better connection with people around you. Because our mind is always caught up in a lot of chitter chatter. So many thoughts keep on going around, right?
Yeah.
We are never really taught. We are taught how to. I'm an accountant, so I've learned how to do accounting, or we learn, things, but no one really teaches us how to manage our mind.
That is so true. I want to get into that a little bit more. We're going to go to commercial break right now, but we're going to go into that a little bit more about how to manage the mind and the benefits of meditation when it comes to managing the mind after our commercial break.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
Captain Swanson Curry Ebanks, 1914 through 1989. Curry Ebanks was the oldest of 10 children of John Audnett and Celestia Elvira Ebanks and attended West Bay Primary School. Taught by some of the great Caymanian sea captains, he took command of his first ship at 17. He qualified as a master mariner at 21 and continued his life at sea until a car accident terminated his maritime career in 1960. He married 3 times and was widowed twice, and he fathered 8 children. He is best remembered for his victorious battle with the 1944 hurricane, which overtook his ship, the Jemson, en route from Swan Island to Grand Cayman. At the height of the storm, he decided to demast the ship to prevent it from rolling over, which would have meant certain death for everyone aboard. During the next 8 days, the ship had to be demasted 3 times. Each time, Captain Curry had the sails put into a seaman's bag and attached to the bow to function as a sea anchor, guiding the ship purely by dead reckoning. When the storm subsided and he got his first confirmed sighting, he was 5 miles off East End.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way, positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
We have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future.
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance
or protecting your family's household investment.
From our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center,
specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Call today.
It's in the feeling in our weak side. It's in the meaning in our spot. It is the thing that sets us up.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Welcome back to The Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and I am sitting here with one of the volunteers for an event that's happening on Monday called The Journey Within. It is a part of the Art of Living Foundation, and my guest today is Deepa, and we are talking about the art of living, meditation, because the event on Monday it's a couple hours. It's a session that's about 2 hours long, and it is with a guru, Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar from India, and he has these kind of meditation foundation courses online that you can take, and she had said over 800 million people globally have participated in his meditation courses, and that there's three main elements when it comes to personal development, service, and just really welcoming people from all walks of life all around the world, just being very accepting of wanting to do this bit of a personal development, right? Now, you said something super key right before the break, and it was, we're taught how to do things, or we learn how to do things when it comes to our profession, family-wise, but nobody really teaches us on how to manage the mind.
Mm-hmm.
So from your experience in doing these courses with the Art of Living Foundation, how have you learned to manage your mind?
What I like about Art of Living courses is that they're very practical tools and techniques which are taught to manage your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing is that it's so easy to incorporate in your life, in your daily life. And when you do these practices regularly, the breath work and the meditation, the yoga that Art of Living teaches, you start seeing the impact in your life. In the sense that, what happens in life around us, it directly starts impacting us, right? For example, someone is acting angry. So do you feel that? Like someone around you is angry, so you feel that anger.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll be reactive.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Reactive, yeah. You also start getting angry at them. Or if there's sadness, any emotion. We right now are stimulated by everything that is happening around us. But what these techniques do for us is they add a layer of, protection around us, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
So that no matter whatever stresses come to us, they don't really reach you. And so once they stop reaching you and impacting your mind in such a highly impact your mind, you know how to deal with those stresses better or life situations better.
That's true. That is true. So you said a couple things like yoga and breath work. I started yoga maybe about 15 months ago, just to stretch, because I would never stretch if I go to the gym. So I was like, I need to stretch. Let me do yoga.
Mm-hmm.
That was not the benefit that I got from yoga. It just really, I want to say, kind of calmed me down in a sense. So way less reactive to things, a lot calmer, and a lot more sense of peace about things. And what I've learned from just breathing techniques alone was absolutely incredible. And it's not something that I would ever believe is true until I tried it and really experienced it and saw the difference it made. So I was always a bit of a non-believer in the sense of, nah, this isn't going to work. And if my friends are like, oh man, I meditated and this is how I feel now, I kind of always looked at them very skeptical, like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But until I did it and saw the difference, and now it's like, okay. And people will say to me, wow, I totally see a difference, and I never would have thought you're going to do yoga, Kathy.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, oh, it's great. I think everybody should
do it.
So I get it. I get it. I think there's amazing things. We have a very Christian society, right? Mm-hmm. So I told you that perhaps I was skeptical a little bit about meditation, whatnot before. And there might be some people that may look at meditation as, is this a new age spiritual kind of thing? Does it go against Christian values? What would you say to that?
I would say meditation is a technique.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't necessarily relate it to a religion.
Mm-hmm.
It's a way of life to enhance your life. Just like we learn various skills to manage our life. Meditation is another such skill, and a very important skill to manage your mind, to manage your life beautifully.
Yes. Okay.
So, and like Art of Living says, it welcomes people from all walks of life. And that is one. And I'll stop over here. And
no worries. I'm like, I know we only have so much time left. So I want to get some event details out.
Yeah, but before that, I also want to share, like you mentioned that it's a very Christian society over here, right? Just remembered something that Gurudev always says is, religion is like a banana peel and spirituality is the banana.
Okay. Interesting analogy. I like this one. Religion is like a banana peel and spirituality is the banana. Okay. I got it. We've got to go into event details just because we don't have a whole lot of time, and I know we're going to read a passage from his book. So it's Monday night at Hotel Indigo.
Yes.
What should people expect if they're going?
It's a surprise.
You got to tell us a little bit of something.
Okay, so it's basically going to be structured around a talk. So Gurudev is going to deliver a talk followed by a short meditation. And then generally we have a question answer session at the end where the people from audience can answer questions. But having said all of that, Gurudev is very impromptu and spontaneous. So honestly, we also don't know. Anything can happen.
So you have a basic structure of how the night's going to go, but anything can happen here.
Anything can happen.
To our listeners, remember over 800 million people globally have gone through his meditation courses online. So it's something to look at if that many people have been impacted and influenced
online
by this.
And also in person.
Yes, I know a person that's gone in person in India.
Yeah.
Which completely blew me away when she told me and loved it. She said it totally changed her life. So that is coming from somebody I know, so I know it does have a very positive effect on people. How can we get tickets?
How can we get to tickets? Yeah, so the tickets are available at tiny.cc/CayManJoy. I'll repeat that, tiny.cc/CayManJoy.
Okay, tiny.cc/CayManJoy.
Yes.
It's $25 for regular seating. I know there's like $75 for, I guess, the VIP or a little closer probably.
For premium seating, yeah.
Yeah, for premium seating, yes. Okay, excellent. And it's at Hotel Indigo, 6 to 8 or 6:30 to 8 p.m. on Monday?
6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Yeah, and I got to say, the tickets are really selling fast. So
I really got to get mine today. So I know you have a passage that you want to read, and we got not that much time. So I want you to read the passage before we end this segment of the show, and give people a little bit of a taste of what they can expect from Gurudev.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to read from Notes for the Journey Within, which is a compilation of things that Gurudev has said over the years. So I would ask you to pick a number.
13.
Okay, let's do 13. Accept people and situations as they are. Accept people as they are. You cannot expect everyone to be just like you or to agree with you. The world is so diverse. People are so diverse. If you were to meet someone who was just like you, I tell you, you wouldn't be able to stand them for even 5 minutes. But unconsciously, we want everyone to be like us. And how many problems does this create for us, for others? So, accept people and situations as they are, without expecting everybody to agree with what we think is right. Give people time and space to grow.
I love that. That was beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing, Deepa, and for telling us a little bit about Gurudev, about your experience in going through his Art of Living Foundation courses, and letting us know what your experiences was and what people can expect on Monday. Get your tickets today. I know I am. I will be at that session. And if it sells out, I'm going to be like, Deepa, come on, you got to let me in. Thank you for joining me. We got to go to the 8 a.m. news. We have a time check that's a little tiny bit late and a little tiny bit late for the 8 a.m. news as well. But thank you so much for joining me this morning on The Buzz.
Thanks for having me.
All right. The time on Radio Cayman is now 8:01, and this time signal is brought to you by Foster's.
Storm smart with Foster's this hurricane season. Always be ready for a power outage. Stock up on lanterns, flashlights, portable fans, and extra batteries. Keep them charged and ready to go. Have candles as a backup and keep cooking with emergency butane and butane stoves. Don't get caught in the dark. Go to fosters.ky/emergency-checklist for more information. Be safe and get hurricane ready with Foster's to stay ahead of the storm.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Island.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. A man accused of gross indecency involving a child under the age of 10 has his bail extended after an appearance in summary court on Tuesday. Part of his conditions included handing over his travel documents and reporting to the police station every Friday. He cannot have any direct or indirect contact with the alleged victim or unsupervised access to any child under the age of 18. If convicted, a charge of gross indecency is punishable by up to 12 years in prison. That's a wrap on the Premier's first official visit after meeting with United Kingdom MPs and the UK Minister of State, who has responsibility for the overseas territories.
The objective of these meetings is to set an early, positive tone between our new administration and key London stakeholders, particularly ministers of the UK government.
This week, the Honourable Andre Ebanks met with key stakeholders, including the Speaker of the House of Commons, the Parliamentary Undersecretary of State, and the new chair of the Cayman Islands All-Party Parliamentary Group, Sarah Champion. The Premier also met City UK and Transparency International representatives and hosted a drop-in morning coffee social at Cayman's government's London office, which was attended by overseas territories representatives and practitioners based in the Cayman Islands financial services firm's UK offices. Before the London meetings, the Premier joined the Attorney General at the Financial Action Task Force plenary in France. The state opening of Parliament is next week, and MPs have a number of items to get through over the course of the meeting.
4 bills. There's 3 motions that have been filed from the official opposition, 19 questions.
That's in addition to a number of reports set to be tabled as well. Speaking on Radio Cayman's For the Record, Deputy Leader of the Opposition Kenneth Bryan told listeners of the 4 expected to be tabled: the Churches and Corporation Amendment Bill, the Virtual Asset Providers Bill, the Public Management and Finance Amendment Bill, and the Public Service Management Amendment Bill. Really, only the last one gives his party pause.
We have a few questions, and I won't go into the detail because we don't want to be premature. Sure. The biggest concern that we had was the significant opportunity for changes by way of regulation, which is done in cabinet, to something as sensitive and as severe as this immigration policy of non-Caymanians.
That bill, if passed, will introduce immigration term limits for non-Caymanians working within the civil service starting January 1st. Fellow PPMer Roy Tatum will also be asking 4 of the expected 19 parliamentary questions.
One is with regards to the work undertaken in 2023 and 2024 by individuals from the UK's Department for Transport to support plans for a modern public transport system. I'm asking if that work has been completed, and if so, when will the findings or the report be made public? So the second one is asking about whether there are formal agreements in place between the National Roads Authority and utility companies, in particular the 2 water companies, to ensure the full reinstatement of roads that have been damaged because of repair works or other activities carried out beneath or along public roads.
Other questions will cover topics such as community policing, the proposed extension at Owen Roberts International Airport, and potential reforms to public school governance. There's also at least 3 private members' motions planned as well. Radio Cayman will carry the state opening of Parliament live on Wednesday from 2 p.m. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which takes us out of the newscast. I'm Carsley Fuller.
BBC News with Moira Alderson. Israel's defense minister has said Iran's supreme leader can no longer be allowed to exist after an Iranian missile damaged a hospital. Iran says Israel has hit several nuclear sites on the 7th day of its bombardment. After a heavy water reactor under construction was hit, officials said there was no risk of radioactive leaks. The Chinese and Russian presidents have spoken by phone and have strongly condemned Israel's strikes against Iran, calling for de-escalation. Iran's deputy foreign minister has said his country is open to diplomacy but will continue to resist Israel's attacks. Finland has decided to pull out of a treaty banning landmines, fearing the military threat from Russia. President Alexander Stubb called Russia an imperialist state that itself uses mines ruthlessly. Police in Budapest have banned this year's LGBT Pride March, arguing it would break Hungarian law. The mayor of Budapest has said a ban on marching is illegal and insisted it will go ahead. The Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda have taken a major step towards ending hostilities. A new draft peace deal would end the fighting between Congo's army and M23 rebels. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road and in Buttontown, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin are the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road or Buttontown. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
It's in the feeling in our weak side. It's in the meaning in our spot. It is the thing that sets us apart. Who we are. Cause the rhythm of life keeps pumping. Together going strong. No matter what, we keep things flowing. Before we will go all in. Our hands up in the sky. Celebrating. Come let your rhythm flow.
Are you feeling overwhelmed, sad, stressed out, or suicidal and need support? Call 1-800-534-6463. K-Mind, Mental Health Helpline. It's okay to ask for help. K-Mind Mental Health Helpline, available from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Friday. It's free and confidential support and guidance on your emotional and psychological health.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by CG Britcay, where people come first.
It is 8:10 right here on Radio Cayman 89.9, and it is now time for another weather update. The temperature right about now is 84 degrees Fahrenheit, but it feels a little bit like 93 degrees. Yeah, it's getting hot out there. The winds are easterly at 17 miles per hour with humidity at 80% and the barometric pressure 30 inches. Today, you can expect fresh winds and moderate to rough seas throughout today in association with a ridge of high pressure across the northwestern Caribbean. A decrease in winds and seas are expected from this afternoon through to Friday. In addition, hazy conditions will linger as the Saharan dust continues to spread across the Caribbean. Radar imagery shows no showers in the Cayman area at this time. For today, you can expect partly cloudy skies and dust haze and a 20% chance of late afternoon showers. So it's not raining now, but it's expected to probably rain later today. Temperatures will rise to the low 90s with a heat index near 102 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds will be easterly at 15 to 20 knots and seas will be moderate to rough with wave heights of 4 to 6 feet. Small craft owners are urged to continue exercising caution throughout the early evening. Later on tonight, expect partly cloudy skies with a dust haze and a 30% chance of showers. Temperatures will fall to the low 80s and winds will be easterly at 10 to 15 knots. Seas will be moderate with wave heights of 3 to 5 feet. In a look at the tides today, expect a low at 10:41 a.m., a high at 5:32 p.m., and a low again at 11:28 p.m. Tomorrow, expect a high at 4:45 a.m. and a low at 11:35 a.m. Then it'll pick up again with a high at 6:32 p.m. Sunset today will be 7:04 and sunrise tomorrow at 5:49. The outlook is for a tropical wave, which is located in the eastern Caribbean, to drift across the western Caribbean on Saturday, which will bring cloudy skies and an increased chance for showers. So like I said earlier today, just in case you missed it, make sure that you keep it locked right here on the 89.9 so that you can get your latest weather update so that you can know how to make your plans, all right? That is it for your weather update. It is 8:12, and coming up in just a few, we will continue with the buzz. Stay tuned.
If you have an objection to this marriage, speak now or forever hold your...
Don't do it, Tevin! I still love you. I have since the day we stole your mom's car and got matching dolphin tattoos.
Oh, Lordy. Janelle? From spring break 08?
Yes, it's me.
Janelle, you've got to move on.
We're like the wedding guest that doesn't ruin the ceremony. CG Britcay. Good like that.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britcay, where people come first.
For the Health of It, heard on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. and repeated on Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. is brought to you by The Light Room. Tired of being unwell and struggling to find the energy and vitality to live the life you desire? Come get recharged from the inside out at The Light Room. Our non-invasive, holistic energy enhancement system detoxifies and energizes the body, enabling self-healing and balance. Book online at www.thelightroom.ky or call 938-HEAL, 38 Pasadora Place, GT.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
It is now time for your your traffic update. I just did the weather. So it's now time for your traffic update. All right, we're starting off with bumper-to-bumper traffic on Crew Road. So if you're supposed to get to work at 8 o'clock and you're still on Crew Road, you're going to be stuck in traffic for a little bit, maybe for the next half an hour to 45 minutes. Hopefully it'll clear up soon. The traffic over on the east-west arterial is moving smoothly as there is not much traffic coming from the east. Yes, that has cleared up pretty nicely. Bumper-to-bumper traffic over there in the vicinity of the C&B roundabout. So if you are heading in that direction, expect some delays going into the roundabout. Over on West Bay Road in the vicinity of the Ritz, smooth flowing traffic in both directions. Over at the Butterfield roundabout, steady but smooth flowing traffic going into the roundabout, especially from North Sound Road and from the Esteli Tibbetts Highway. Not much delays expected in that area. And hopping on over to Edward Street, smooth flowing traffic as well. And if you are heading to the airport, you won't experience much delays. Don't worry. Not much traffic in that area. All right, that wraps up our traffic report for today. It's another beautiful Thursday. Stay tuned right here on Radio Cayman. This is 89.9. Don't go anywhere. And again, we want to say a huge thank you to Subway for sponsoring today's traffic report. Make sure you go to Subway for lunch today, okay? I'll meet you there. Should I? Yeah, I'll meet you there.
Hungry? Need Subway any time of the day?
Yeah.
We've got you covered. Subway at Anderson Square, Centennial Towers, and Countryside Shopping Village is open 24/7, serving up fresh, delicious subs anytime you need them. And for your weekend cravings, West Shore Center is also open 24 hours on Friday nights and until 1 a.m. on Saturdays, because it's never too late for a great meal. Skip the line and order ahead with the Subway Cayman Islands app, or get your favorites delivered straight to your door with Bento and Let's Eat. Fresh, fast, and always here when you need us. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Come one, come all. Webster Memorial United Church invites you to their Summer Beach Barbecue Sale on Monday, June 23 from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Colwood Beach, Bordentown Road. Get ready to feast on mouth-watering barbecue ribs, barbecue chicken, Cayman-style beef, and stewed rabbit, served with your choice of delicious sides. And don't forget dessert. Enjoy cassava cake, pineapple upside-down cake, and a variety of other cakes. Bring your appetite. Bring a friend and enjoy good food by the beach. That's Monday, June 23 from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Colwood Beach, Bordentown. Be there.
Biggest variety in the morning. Biggest variety.
RC Fusion.
Following the 10 a.m. news headline.
Brought to you by TCE Paint Shop, 27 Godfrey Nixon Way.
RC Fusion.
And My Kinda Cleaners. Call or WhatsApp 326-3379 for your free quote today. Biggest variety in the morning. Radio Cayman. The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning. Welcome back to The Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller. And in this segment, it's going to be really cute. But in this segment, we're talking about the summer sewing camp. It's called Cut, Sew, and Create. And it's put on by Creative Fashion and Design School. And I am happy to welcome the ever-vibrant Miss Norma Ebanks, who's a local fashion designer, the owner of Creative Fashion Design. She's an event producer. She's a philanthropist. And hold on now, because I'm not done. Because when she told me when she came in earlier this year, she's also an actress. So the hat keeps growing. The hats keep changing. So good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
No problem.
As always.
No, and I can't miss our other guests that are in studio as well. And these are students of yours. So we have Nathan and Adam Marston, who are part of your after-school program.
Yes, they are.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Awesome. Okay. I'm I'm blown away by my younger guests right now. I can't wait to talk to them and hear about it. But Miss Norma, I know it's been you had a really crazy few months going on there.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Coming off the heels of the fashion show, a little tiny bit of breathing room, just a bit. And
yeah, a little bit.
Now you got your summer camp going on. Tell us a little bit about this. What's going on with the summer camp?
Well, the summer camp, this is our 5th year doing our summer camp. And this year, we are excited to take it to the next level. And today we have, 2 of our after-school students who, after doing summer camp and after-school student, they were also a designer for our show. They create a recycle skirt in denim and garbage bag.
That's pretty amazing.
Yes. This year we kick off with our summer camp, and our summer camp beginning July 14th to August. And this year we're doing a 4-week summer camp.
Okay. Now, the Creative Fashion and Design School is an NPO.
It's an NPO.
It's an NPO, correct. So tell us how that NPO came to be? Because you have creative fashion
and design.
Yeah.
So that NPO came on, you know, I'm the owner of Creative Fashion and Design, which is a dressmaking, tailoring, fabric center for the last 23 years.
You've made a dress for me, yes?
Yeah. So after having that and getting demands, we normally, for 8 years, we have the Creative Fashion Training Center. So after having that, we just say, you know what, because the demand we were getting, we couldn't host it anymore at Creative Fashion and Design. So we had just to move it. So after moving it, I said, let me give it its own body. And you know me, I'm a big mentor, you know, and a big community, you know, person. So I said, how can I help more, you know, by motivating our youth in the community? And that was when I decided to change it, you know, from Creative Fashion Training Center to Creative Fashion School and turn it into an NPO. So it not only, you know, helps me with my creativeness, but it also helped me to give back to the community and help train our youth.
Right. There's not so many people we can go to for creative fashions in Cayman or tailoring services, and you are one of the top, absolutely, for sure. Yeah. But just your imprint in Cayman and what you've been doing, so not just with creative fashion, but with Cayman Islands Fashion Week, how you are helping to break models, Caymanian models, around the world, New York, London, Russia.
Yeah.
You taught a master class in Russia.
Yeah, I did a lecture and a master class.
Yeah, you have a lot of things going on. So to be able to, you're doing things globally, but also right here in your community, you absolutely are pouring back.
It's give back. You know, for me, it's what's my purpose? So my purpose, I want to know that, you know, at the end of my life, I serve my purpose. And my purpose is to give back, to be happy, to be happy. And I'm very happy. If people know me, they know it's a passion for me.
Yes.
And I'm very happy, you know, to give back. I'm very happy with what I do. I also own creative InStyle Cayman Model Agency.
Yes.
So that is owned by Cayman InStyle Fashion Week. So that's a whole different, you know, different. And, you know, we have that coming up. We're going to New York, Melbourne, London in September. So we are actually recruiting models now for that. But we will hear more about that within the coming months.
Let me know if you need any 40-plus models that don't have to be of certain size.
This year we actually had a lot of plus-size model. We actually push it to the next level this year. Excellent. By bringing on, you know, plus-size model. And we have, you know, models from the Sunrise.
I mean, I wouldn't mind Milan. I know you guys have done great things with Sunrise. Yeah, very inclusive.
Yes,
what you're trying to do.
Yes,
yeah, and I love that.
Try to do. Yes.
Yeah.
So you know, so I said, you know what? Let me see how we can get help. I know we can push our summer camp this year, and that's why I'm here today to push the summer camp. You know, we have our 6-year-old to 17-year-old is out of school. So, you know, I said, you know, let me see how I can bring the art in to see if I can have them not only do technology or to sit down at home, but to help them to, you know, bring out that creativeness in them.
So to the young men that are in studio with me this morning, you're part of the after school program, right?
Yeah.
How did you get involved in this? They're pointing to each other.
So, for like a long time, I was like obsessed with like the way people like clothing and like how people style it. So, my mom decided she was like, "How about we try some sewing lessons and see if you like them, so you can design your own clothes?" And then I was like, "Yeah, I should try that." And then eventually started to do that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 11.
I know that's usually not supposed to ask that question, but I mean, I have such young guests here, so I'm impressed by what you guys are doing. You're 11 years old. Okay, so Nathan is 11, and Adam, how old are you?
I'm 7.
You're 7. Now, how did you become interested in fashion?
I just wanted to be like my brother. Yeah.
Yeah. But you like clothes a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. So really, when it comes down to it, Nathan, you're the lead in the house with fashion.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite thing about fashion, would you say?
I just like how it's all like different colors and like different styles and themes.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, basically that's.
Okay.
Yeah.
How would you describe your own style?
I'm like cream colors, like light colors, like brown, beige, white, gray.
Ah, like neutral, earthy tones. Okay. What about you, Adam? Would you say you have a style right now?
I would just have to say I'm more colorful colors, like green.
My favorite color.
Blue. And yeah.
So you like the colors.
Mm-hmm.
You like the blue-green colors, which is kind of our ocean colors in that sense, right?
Yeah.
Very beautiful colors. Green is my favorite, right? So I'm with you on that. Okay. When did you start with the after-school program?
Well,
was it last year? Was it this year?
January.
In January.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so that's when you started. You never did any sewing before then?
Well.
Oh, wow. Well, Adam's got an experience.
I did sewing in my school for Christmas. We were doing cross stitch for ornaments. So,
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so you learned that with ornaments, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And now you're taking it to higher heights and doing this with clothing.
No, they use the machine like there's no tomorrow. No, I remember when they came, I was to put some books on the floor for his foot. You remember?
Yeah.
Yes, to put his feet on to actually press the
pedal.
Yes, and now it's like you don't need that anymore. He's so comfortable with that machine.
I remember something else when I did sewing. That's how I knew how to use the sewing machine. I actually went to camp in the U.S. That was really fun, and I was the only one in the boys group to actually be the only one sewing, which I found was kind of nice because I hadn't the teacher would always come to me when I needed help and no one else. So then I could just have all the attention and basically, yeah.
I like that. Well, some of the top designers in the world, we know them so much to be men.
Yeah.
So it's kind of for me it's interesting that you're taking an interest in this at such a young age, right? You said you were 11?
Yeah, correct.
And you're 7.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nathan is 11 and Adam is 7. Okay, I like this.
And this is the thrill I get when parents see that the kid, the children have something different about them. And that's where I come in. When parents come to me and said, he just play with clothes and he just, those needles. And I'm like, listen, the best designer is male. And a lot of people don't realize that we have some good top male designers.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. Now, when you learned cross stitch, right, Adam, that was in around December, right?
Yeah.
And then you guys got enrolled in the after school program. What did you start learning in the after school program?
Well, I remember exactly what we did. So we got a piece of paper and we had the sewing machine with no thread inside of it. So we had to she drew a line and Miss Norma drew a line. So we had to decide who can get the needle in the straightest line.
Yeah. Who was able to do that? Were you able to do that?
I think
your brother did it first.
Yeah, he did it first.
He did it. Yeah, he did it before you.
And then I get it.
Yes, he was getting everything. Those straight line, he was getting it.
What were you gonna say, Adam?
I was going to say I think I got it first.
Yeah, and clearly you did. They know it. And Miss Norma said that you created a certain fashion piece for the fashion show.
Yes.
Let's get into the details of that. We're going to go to a commercial break right now. But when we come back from the commercial break, I want you to tell us about this fashion piece that you created. What sparked the idea for it, okay?
Got it.
Okay.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of CayMAS Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
We have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future.
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance
or protecting your family's household investment.
From our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are CayMAS Insurance Center.
Specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at CayMAS Insurance Center.
Call today.
Cruise into summer with expert service from Automotive Art CayMAS. More than a retail store, it's your one-stop auto care shop. We offer paint, detailing, accessories, wheels, Yamaha parts and products, batteries, tire repairs, tire changes, and more. Need top-tier shine and protection? Grab Gliptone detailing gear, Chevron synthetic oil, and Axiom car care kits. Get expert service with premium products all under one roof. Wherever you cruise, make your pit stop at Automotive Art first. Find us on Shedden Road and follow us at Auto Art KY on Instagram and Automotive Art CayMAS on Facebook.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning. Welcome back to The Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and we are talking all about summer sewing camp. And in studio with me, I have two very young gentlemen that are part of the Creative Fashion and Design School's after-school program, and that is run by Miss Norma Ebanks. And the young gentlemen that I have in studio with me are Nathan and Adam Marston, and 11 and 7 years old. And they are budding fashion designers. As Miss Norma said at the InStyle Fashion Week, held just a couple months ago, it was April, right? Early April.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. These young gentlemen created a fashion piece that they were able to show on the runway at InStyle Fashion Week. Now, can you tell us what you created? Describe it to us.
So we made an avant-garde denim and trash bag gown.
An avant-garde denim and dress, did you say?
It's an avant-garde dress. Avant-garde is one of the highest,
Mm-hmm.
So they made an avant-garde. That was the theme, an avant-garde recycle piece. And they made it out of trash bag, black trash bag, and recycled denim pants. So we had all these, jeans pants,
Mm-hmm.
and they cut it up with the trash bag, and they created a piece.
And pieced it together.
Piece it together.
How did you come up with this idea?
Well, we decided to use something that a lot of people have in their house, which is garbage bags, and also something that a lot of people wear, which is jeans, and we decided to put them together.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's practical.
Yeah.
Yeah, two things that mostly everybody has jeans. Yes, I agree. And we all have garbage bags.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you brought those two elements together. Was it very hard to sew that together? Because I would think garbage bags it can easily rip. So was it hard to make this fashion piece?
Some of it was, but mostly it was easy. Yeah.
Who did you use as a model? I'm sure you had to have a model, right?
They had a mannequin.
You had a mannequin?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I like it. But it was worn. The fashion piece was worn in the... Worn. Oh, very cool.
Tatiana. It was a model by Tatiana. That was one of the pieces that worn at the Trailblazer Award Gala for entertainment. And then it showed on the kids show. Okay. And that piece also showed at the kids show. And they also went on the kids show as models.
Nice. How did it feel for you seeing somebody wear and model something that you created in a fashion show? How did that feel?
It felt just weird but exciting at the same time.
Okay, that's honest. That's good.
For me, I was very overwhelmed. I started crying in happiness.
Aww.
But overall, it was a fun experience.
Mm-hmm. I think it'd be pretty amazing. Does it inspire you to want to create more fashion and continue?
It really does.
It does. What about you?
Yeah.
You want to create more? If you could create any kind of fashion, what would it be? What would you like to focus on?
Well, we were talking about this in the car. I wanted to do pajamas, actually, because we haven't done that yet.
Very cool.
And also, I have very little pajamas, so I just need more.
You just need more. So you wanna design your own and create your own. I like that. You know what's kind of funny is when I was in 8th grade, so I started way after you guys. So in 8th grade, we had to do sewing class in high school. It was mandatory, although I really liked it, and I wish I just stayed with it. I always had a thing for fashion in a sense. But what we had to sew was like pajama shorts. So that's the first thing. And my pattern was upside down. So when I made my shorts, the pattern was upside down. So I did a little wrong. It was Adam's laughing at me. I have the 7-year-old laughing at me. But it's okay. But it was a big learning lesson. So maybe you'll be sewing your own pajamas very soon.
Because in after school, they did aprons. You guys did pencil case.
Yeah, pencil case.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I just took them off that and said, guys, do you want to do the show? And they goes like, yes. And I'm like, what do you want to do? And she said, recycle. And I'm like, okay, all right. And then we'll just run with it.
Okay.
So that's what, and in camp, they're going to do their own pajama, their own apron. We do mitten, we do loom, we do crochet. You know, the girls, we talk about the girls now. The girls do their own skirt. You know, their own tote bag, you know, so for camp
So these are the things that the children will learn
in camp.
Learn to make. Okay. Are you going to be doing the summer camp as well?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So you're really loving the sewing programs that you're learning.
It's really fun.
Okay. How does this make you feel, Norma? Because I think it's so amazing.
You see that smile on my face?
Yeah.
You know, it just to show you the testimonial. Because I'm here. I'm on the show, you know, to you know, advertise the camp. And I haven't said 2 words. You know, I haven't get a chance to even say anything. And for me, that's growth. For me, I'm proud. I'm so proud of what I have created and where it I've come and where it's going.
I think it's pretty amazing. And I also want to big up the parents because
yes,
a lot of the times, especially with children, we think that, okay, the kids have to be in, we like to put people in boxes. And if you're a boy, you're going to do sports. You know, you're going to do something like sports. Girls will go into dance. And we don't always listen to what our children want.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that, you know, your mom is here, right? And I think the fact that your mom is like, you know, my kids really like to play, you know, with clothes, and says, I think that they should do some sewing lessons. I think it's a very beautiful thing for her to realize what your interests are and to support you through them. It's from such a young age, no matter what it is. And that just allows you to be more confident in whatever you're doing and just to explore different things in life. And that's such a good thing. You guys are very lucky. You have no idea.
Yeah, you know, and that's why I bring the boys on today, because we get limited boys and men.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the boys and the men, because we also have not only the camp, we have class right through the year for adults. And we have limited men. So, this is not only summer camp. This is about creative fashion school. We have basic, we have advanced. If you are, if you're a seamstress or a dressmaker and you want to bring it to the next level of pattern making, if we do home decor, soft home decor. So we offer all these classes. We offer more classes.
That's so interesting.
Mm-hmm. So September, we have graduation. We just, we have 3 graduation at the gala. We have our graduation every year. So it's not only talking it, we have action. We do action.
Mm-hmm.
We have seen so much come out of it in terms of, what I bring to the table with Creative Fashion School NPO.
It's interesting that you say that you have a limited amount of boys or men that are joining the sewing lessons, because when I look at it, I guess you kind of have to be part of a certain scene or have your foot in a certain scene, but there are so many men here that are very particular about their outfits.
Yeah.
And will go to the tailor every week for certain parties and get certain looks done. And I found it predominantly in like the Jamaican culture that's here. And I was blown away, because in Canada, you will not find that.
Yep.
So I was so impressed by just the creativity and the ideas coming forth, and just how the men would use these outfits to express themselves. And I think it's such an amazing thing. I love to see it.
And we have a lot of that in CayMAS.
Yeah, we do.
A lot of that in CayMAS.
Yeah. So we got to see them coming more to the sewing
I'm
classes.
even thinking about doing a fashion blog.
Oh, you should.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing a fashion blog.
I'm surprised you're not surprised you're thinking about it, I should say. You do a lot.
I have so much going on,
Mm-hmm.
I have so much going on. So that's why we're here, to see how we can get help with our summer camp, to see how we can draw those young, minds out of home this summer.
Yeah.
Come out, talk to your daughter, talk to your son. They will learn something.
You're working with your hands.
They're working with their hands.
You're creating something.
They're meeting new friends, And sewing for me is a relaxed art.
Mm-hmm.
Because to use those needle and that machine, your mind have to be right.
That's true.
So if you have that child home who, mentally challenged or, need something to do, call Miss Norma. Give Miss Norma a call.
Yeah, give you a chance for
give
this.
Miss Norma a call. And, if anybody out there listening and you want to sponsor a child, we're accepting sponsorship, because I can't do it alone.
Mm-hmm,
I cannot do it alone. And I don't have the funds to do it alone. So yes, we're asking the public, sponsor a child, sponsor a machine. If you can donate a machine, trust me, Miss Norma will be happy. We need machines, we need someone to sponsor a child. If you know of a child that want to come and can't afford it, it's okay.
How much is a summer camp?
It's $275 per week, and all material and snack include.
Okay. And what does the day look like?
The day look like you can drop off your child from 8 o'clock in the morning till 1. And why we say till 1 is because you don't want them to sit down all day, because kids, they get fidgety, they easily get distracted, so you don't want them to lose the focus of why they're there.
Okay.
They're there, so at the end of the week they bring home something. They have to, and all the project, they bring it home. We have seen so many outcome within that 1 week, but if you want your child to get more, like you want your child to be in it and not just camp, 1 week won't do, because just as they get in it, they're out.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's if you can sponsor a child, give me a call.
We're going to go to a commercial break right now, but when we come back, I want to get into a little bit more details on what campers can expect on the structure of the day when they go to your camp.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Summer's heating up and the water's calling. From cruising the coast in your boat to riding Yamaha Wave Runners, Automotive Art Cayman will get you ready. We offer expert servicing by Yamaha certified staff as well as engine repairs, performance upgrades, engine and electrical installation, and more. Need it tuned, cleaned, repaired, or race ready? We'll keep you running smooth, whether you're riding waves or racing them. Trust Automotive Art for expert service and upgrades. Find us on Shedden Road and follow us at Auto Art KY on Instagram and Automotive Art Cayman on Facebook.
Did you know? The Cayman Islands now has a Seafarers Registry, a searchable national database that contains various forms of information about native-born seafarers and their contributions to our rich maritime history. This groundbreaking initiative is the only public resource dedicated exclusively to documenting and archiving the remarkable journeys and achievements of Caymanian seamen. The official launch for this database is Wednesday, June 25th in Grand Cayman and Wednesday, July 10th in Cayman Brac.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning. Welcome back to The Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and we are talking about Summer Sewing Camp Cut, Sew, and Create. It is put on by the Miss Norma Ebanks, who is the owner of Creative Fashion and Design, and this is under the Creative Fashion and Design School, which is an NPO. And also in studio with me, I have two of her students. We have 11-year-old Nathan Marston and his brother, 7-year-old Adam Marston, who are part of the after-school program. I'm going to ask you guys a couple more questions, but first I'm going to go back to Norma and try to get a little bit more details on the actual structure of the camp day. So let's say the kids are dropped off at 8 a.m. How does their day look with you?
The kids drop off at 8 a.m. You don't have to worry. Creative Fashion School, they help them to boost their confidence, help them to, think out of the box. So once you drop them off, they start thinking. So our fun days start off with, have you ever used a sewing machine before? No, ma'am. And it starts off I test every child to see, I put them from start stringing the machine. And if it's not going well, I'm like, okay, no thread. We're just going to focus on the needle, a piece of paper. So we draw a line, as Nathan said, and they watch those needle go into that paper straight. So you tell them, just concentrate. I use this phrase of said, who want to drive a car? And he goes, like, me, miss. And I said, okay, think about, you're in the front street, your mother is driving a car. So your mother is concentrating. She have to concentrate on the gas and the brake. So if she press the gas too hard, she's going to bump into somebody back. So you don't want to press the gas too hard. So you concentrate, you watch where you're driving, and you press the gas. And then you teach them, in order for you to brake, just take your little feet off. So once you tell them that way, they're thinking about if they go too fast, it's an accident. And within an hour, they goes like, oh my God, miss, I got it. Then after they do that, we start with the thread. And I'm like, okay, now you can go do the same thing with the thread and the fabric. And we do the same thing. Once they master the machine, sky's the limit. Then you have some of them who come who don't want to use the machine. So you have to think now, like the art part of it, like maybe you let them do loom.
What's loom?
Loom is a crochet. It's a form of crochet. So you can do that, or you can have them use the mannequin, think out the box, draping.
Oh, okay.
So you give them a piece of fabric and I'm like, You teach them, I'm like, okay then, go and make a skirt over there by draping it. Then you come back to this other. So you watch the kids. You watch them and you think like them. So by the time maybe the day finish, you go like, okay, this child have to go in that class tomorrow. This child have to go in that class tomorrow. So by that day one, I know exactly what my work is for the rest of the week. And I'll say to my assistants, okay, you do this class, you do that class, you do the other class. And that's how we do it. And by the end of the week, we have seen so much come out of that sewing camp. So that's what their days like, fun-filled craft work.
I love it. And you're kind of building the confidence too, because with those that don't want to use the sewing machine initially, and you're like, okay, do some draping, or we can try crocheting. I'm sure they become comfortable with that, and they see what's going on and what they can do, and they say, okay, let me try the sewing machine now.
Yes. And some of them, you teach them how to sew with just the hand needle.
Yes. Very important. I do this all the time.
Hem your skirt, it's pulled down, and you ain't going through my door. You need them to say, okay, have that confidence of your skirt pulled down. Are you waiting on your mom? To see, your mom is so busy sometimes she don't even realize that skirt hem is pulled down until you go through the door. Or you get in the car.
Yeah.
So I teach them how to hem their skirt when they put, and a button. Simple thing like a button.
Yep.
He putting up his hand. Go ahead.
Did you want to say something?
You want to say something?
No?
Little thing like tacking on a button. Your button fall off, tack it on. So these are the little stuff that we teach them. It's not just scam.
But this is, I almost want to say this is it's a life skill in a sense, because buttons falling off our shirts, our blouses, our jackets, that happens all the time. So knowing how to just be able to fasten a button again is so important, because trust me, your whole life
I have
this is going to happen. Small little rips, learning how to sew that. It's so important.
I have a student, her mom's skirt zip broke. And her mom said she used the needle and thread and sewed the zip for her the morning.
Oh, wow.
In the car to go to work. And I'm like, wow. And she called me and she said, boy, Miss Norma, thank you. It wasn't the best zipper for the day, but I was able to wear my skirt.
Now, I got to ask, Miss Norma, the one thing I think about is, because how old do you have to be to go into the camp? Like, what's the minimum age? Okay, so from 6 years old to
17.
Now, for the younger ones, so I'm looking at Adam, and I'm wondering, like, I don't have kids, but I'd be terrified of, okay, their hands around a sewing machine and needle. So,
and they do better than the 17-year-old.
That's amazing. Were you guys scared when it came to using a sewing machine for the first time?
No.
Really? You weren't scared at all? You weren't thinking, what if my fingers go and I sew my fingers together?
Nope.
Awesome. No fear. I love it.
Actually, someone that I go to on a Wednesday, she said that she was sometimes sewing and she got the thread, like the thread in her finger. And she said she did nothing, like, she said it wasn't pain, and I was so scared of that happening to me if I just put my finger and like the needle went through it.
I don't think you should do that.
Little
tiny experiment, but
I teach them safety. I teach them safety. So far, 5 years, we haven't had anything like that.
Okay, awesome.
Because they're not concentrating. You teach them how to put their hand. Okay. You'll make sure you tell them, listen, you put it there, this is what's going to happen. So there's a right way to teach them how to position the on with the machine.
Right.
So they tell them, you don't push nothing. You just hold it, watch it, and feed it. So you feed the material under the needle, not your finger.
Yes.
So because you teach them how to do that, trust me, they're not gonna make that mistake.
And how to focus.
And how to focus.
And just really kind of take care of your work. Yes. I think it's not just learning how to sew, but it's teaching those very fundamental skills.
That they can use in other areas. So what we teach them, they walk away with it, with that confidence of knowing, wow, I did that. So you teach them that confidence and to be focused.
Now, what do your friends think? I'm sure they know that you do the sewing lessons and you created a really cool fashion piece.
So when I showed my best friend the pencil case that I made, she was like, No, you did not sew that.
But you were like, yes, I did.
Yeah.
I can sew you one too. What about your friends?
Well, my friends think it's really cool. And some of them are actually starting to get in, like, start doing that at home. Like, yeah. Then, like, someone in my class, they're, like, starting a crochet club.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're influencing people a little bit. Yeah. I like it. Do any of them want to join the classes with you or the after-school program?
Not that I know of yet.
I'm sure they're going to want to. Could you see yourself as doing something in your career, in your future with fashion?
I very do. I mean, I do, yeah.
You do? Yeah. Awesome. What about you, Adam?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any other career aspirations?
Maybe being an actor.
Being an actor.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know Miss Norma is an actress, so you're around the right people. And Adam, what about
I
you?
have been a singer, sewer, actress, baker.
A baker?
Yeah, they make an apron. They bake with them.
Oh, I do
they
bake too.
Yes.
Artist. Pretty much it, yeah.
You guys are very, very well-rounded, very creative. I love it. That's very cool. Okay. Now, Miss Norma, for the summer camp, when is it kicking off? When does it start?
So it starts the 14th of July.
Okay.
To the 15th of August.
Okay. And they're 1 week camps that you can sign up for?
Yeah, you can sign up for 1 week. So we go week by week.
And you said it was $275
$275 per week, and that include all material.
Okay. Do the kids have to bring anything with them, or students, I should say?
Nothing at all.
Okay.
But only if they're allergic to certain thing, the parents will let me know, or they bring their own snap bags, so Miss Norma don't get in trouble.
Right.
But but they don't. They just come. All I ask the parents to do is just give them a proper breakfast. And if they haven't had breakfast, let me know, because we normally try to accommodate. Cause, everybody is busy. Mm-hmm. So we try to accommodate those who, because you have kids who don't eat breakfast early.
Yes.
So we try to also have something for them to,
Gotcha.
have for breakfast. We have snack for them. By the time they get out at 1, it's just lunchtime.
Okay. And how many students can go in the camp? So
we try not to go over 15 students per day, per week, and so space is limited.
Can they do daily drop-ins, or?
They do. We try not to be honest. Because then what you start doing from Monday, for you to drop in on Wednesday, no.
Yeah.
You're learning something. It's a project you're learning.
Yeah.
So no, sorry.
And can you remind us what the items that they're going to be making are again?
So they do tote bag, we do apron, we do pajama, the girls do skirt. Then we also do fashion illustration.
Oh, they learn a little bit with that.
So if they go 1, 2, 3 week, now I'm like, okay. So now I teach them fashion illustration, how to draw, think out of the box. Mm-hmm. Because then we do like draping, and they will put them in group. So by the end of the camp, they all group up and they create, we do a little, little mini and, stuff with them. So we focus on them weekly, not day.
And you've had this camp for 5 years.
5 years.
How many students would you say have come out of it? And what have you seen them stick with it?
They stick with it because they go on to after school program. And we have we have Kaylee who just did her 10-piece designing. We have Karen Connolly who did her, I think, 15-piece designing. So we have students who, so far, we have over 18 students graduate, and the list goes on. Okay. So yes, we have seen a lot come out of it.
That's awesome.
But it takes time. For the class itself, it takes time. It's not an overnight.
No.
It's like any other school. It takes time.
Anything that you really want, it takes time, right? Anything that comes quick and easy, it goes just as
not
fast,
in this
right?
skill.
Yeah.
Not in this one.
Yeah, you need to take time and focus on it and pour into your craft. You have a final thought you can share with our listening audience before we go to the 9 a.m. headline news.
If anybody know Miss Norma, no, it's a passion. It's a passion I have. So come out, support our youth. It's a good skill. It's a skill that we need to revamp and bring back, because we lost it. We lost it. So if you have a child home or a child going to school who you see they have that art, or you know that child don't see it, but you see it in that child, give me a call. You know, have that child sign up for our summer camp.
All right. What's the number to call?
The number to call is 928-0344.
Okay.
Or visit our website, thecreativefashionschool.com. www.thecreativefashionschool.com.
Okay. Thank you so much. And thank you, gentlemen, for joining us as well and sharing your experience. It was great to have you.
Thanks.
No problem. You know, I might be talking to you in the very near future as very well-known, famous designers.
Maybe.
We'll see. Yeah, maybe. All right. We're going to go to the 9 a.m. headline news, and then we're going to go on to our third segment of The Buzz.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
It's time for the annual Bat Count. If you'd like to volunteer to join the Department of Environment, you can email tru.doe@gov.ky with the subject line Bat Count Cayman. Whether this is your first time or you need a refresher, the DOE will be sending an email to explain just how to conduct the counts. For more information, you can head to doe.ky/batcount. The Earth could be, quote, doomed to breach the symbolic 1.5 Celsius warming limit in as little as 3 years at current levels of carbon dioxide emissions. That's the stark warning from more than 60 of the world's leading climate scientists in the most up-to-date assessment of the state of global warming. Nearly 200 countries agreed to try to limit global temperatures rising to 1.5 C above levels of the late 1800s in a landmark agreement in 2015. But countries have continued to burn record amounts of coal, oil, and gas and chop down carbon-rich forests, leaving that international goal in peril. And archaeologists have pieced together thousands of fragments of 2,000-year-old wall plaster to reveal remarkable frescoes that decorated a luxurious Roman villa. The shattered plaster was discovered in 2021 at a site in central London that's being redeveloped, but it's taken until now to reconstruct the colossal jigsaw puzzle. The frescoes are made from at least 20 walls of the building with beautifully painted details of musical instruments, birds, flowers, and fruit. Those are your headlines. I'm Karsley Fuller.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
The Health Services Authority would like to thank you, the Cayman community, for voting us the Best of Cayman Islands 2024 in 13 medical categories. As the largest and longest healthcare provider in the Cayman Islands, we have been caring for you for many generations, helping the people of our islands live longer, healthier, and happier lives. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you. For more information, visit hsa.ky or call 949-8600.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning. Welcome back to The Buzz. And we're here now to talk about CayMAS Carnival. It's been, the gentlemen are going to tell me, but it's been a few years that we've had CayMAS Carnival in the works. And the dates are taking place very early July, which I'm going to get the guys to give me the exact dates. But welcoming in the studio, I have from CayMAS Carnival, I have Mr. Brent McLean, Deputy Chair, who joined me last year, and we talked about what was going on with CayMAS.
Yes.
And I have as well joining me Mr. Jermaine Sharpe, who is Chairman of CayMAS Carnival. Right?
Good morning.
Good
morning. Thank you for having us.
How are you guys doing?
We good? Oh, it's good.
Good.
It's been carnival time.
Yes.
Tense couple of weeks. We've been, messaging 2-3 o'clock in the mornings
Oh,
Yeah, it starts early for us.
I know what this is like. Trust me. And it's, we know you sometimes in the morning on other radio stations, right? On Star there. So
my day does start.
Now we have you here.
Early.
Did you have to get permission to come and join us, Jermaine?
This is a different hat I'm wearing right now.
This is Carnival.
Yes, this is Carnival. So the dates, we got CayMAS coming up. Give us the exact dates.
Okay, so we have events that let me just get out in front of it. We were slotted to do junior CayMAS JT originally on Saturday, June 28th. Unfortunately, we've had to postpone that.
Okay.
Due to some logistical and timing issues. But we're definitely going to put it back in the pipeline for next year. Learn some things this year that we're going to have to definitely address earlier next year. So we'll start as soon as this one is over to make sure that is up and running properly as well.
So no junior carnival?
No junior carnival this year.
But all the costumes have been done, so we'll have them sitting for a year.
Yeah.
Don't tell me they got caught up in customs or something.
No,
okay.
no,
I'm like, we still have time for that. Okay.
Hypothetically speaking. Yeah. But we do have events that are going to start from Wednesday, July 2nd. So
okay.
We have events start from July 2nd. There's multiple events from July 2nd straight until Monday, July 7th. That is going to happen. So we have events every single day.
Yes.
Multiple events that's happening from the Wednesday through to the holiday Monday.
Okay. Tell us about the events.
Okay, so most of these events are going to be driven by the individual bands.
Mm-hmm.
On Wednesday night, we have Soak on the Beach.
Soak on the Beach, yes.
Which is going to happen. And on the Thursday night...
Thursday night is Calypso. That's going to be a new event. I know a bit about that, so let me talk about that event. That's a new event that we're kind of excited about. It's going to be hosted by JG, Scotch Bonnet. And that event is an event that's kind of probably never happened before. This is an event that is going to be 100% soca music and 100% local artists. So that's all night. It's all of the top soca artists on the island, including me. It's a shameless plug.
Of course.
But it's something that we believe that needs to be done. Had a lot of conversation with JG because we have spoken before. What is the driving force of Carnival?
Mm-hmm.
The music, right? Every country has a lot of their own artists that are writing music all year long, and the Cayman Islands have to do the same thing. And that's one. That's kind of segue off to one of the things that we're very proud about is Soca Monarch. And the fact that we have been doing Soca Monarch from inception up until now. I just pulled on a thing, and I just realized from 2017 all the way to 2024, though that's 33 songs, 33 soca songs was written between 2017 to 2024 that a lot of people probably doesn't realize happened. And if it wasn't for Soca Monarch, those songs wouldn't have been written. So you have the fabric of Carnival is the music. And yeah, we love the Trinidad music, and we love Barbados, and we love Vinci and Grenada and Dominica and all of that stuff. But we have to make sure that we represent our own music. So that was quite a lot to say that we're having that event on Thursday night.
We got a lot to get out, so it's okay.
Right, yeah, so we
no
do
problem.
it as fast as we can. So, and then we go to
on Friday night. We have two events. We have Duckwork, which is a day fete, which is going to happen as well. That's put on by Renegade Mass, and then also that same night on Friday night we have Walk Up Wonderland, which is going to also happen. So there's two events back to back on
this
Friday,
is new.
and they're going to overlap. Walk Up is taking place of is replacing Voice with Voice this year.
Okay,
it's going to be the night event. So these two events are going to start probably like 11:30, 12, and going to run straight through until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Saturday, of course, is going to be the road.
Saturday's the road, correct?
And what time are we starting?
2 p.m.
2 p.m.
We can't start any later, guys. You know,
no.
we're dying on the road.
We tried. Why? You guys, and when I say guys, you guys, the revelers, we want to maximize your time on the road. However, we're cognizant of sun, heat, and speed. Right. So if we start later, we have to be off the road before sunset.
Okay.
So we can't have people on the road during the dark, on the road with these massive trucks, been drinking all day, tired. So for safety reasons, we try to get off the road before sunset. But we also want you guys not to be in the midday sun.
Right.
But we also have to check the pace. So we're looking at a pace from where we start in town to the beach, about 4 to 5 miles.
Yeah, it's gonna take us exactly 4 hours. So it's from 2 until 6 sundown. We want to be off the road by 6 o'clock. We've already had our logistics meeting with the police earlier this week. So we have come with an agreement that we would be off the road at 6 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's why we kind of had to push it back till 2, because we don't want people to be out on the road for 2 hours. You know, you get these wonderful, beautiful costumes that you spent so much money on. We want to try to maximize. Make sure that you have your time on the road and get all your shots, you know. So we're going from 2 until 6 in the afternoon.
Listen, it takes us women a lot longer than 2 hours to get ready, so we need more than 2
which is why,
hours on the road.
Which is why when you guys get up at 6 a.m. to start your makeup and all that stuff, right?
Right.
Sometimes earlier.
We're going to be lining up on the road earlier than that. The parade moves off at 2 o'clock. And when I say move, we are moving at 2. To, again, maximize the time. We can't have stragglers coming in and holding up the parade because whatever reasons. So
it happens. Do you guys get fined when the bands come late?
It's not we don't find the bands, but I mean, just simple manners. It's other people's time.
Yeah.
And not only that, now it's not just your band's going to suffer, but everybody now suffers because we have to keep the pace. We have to be off the road. The police only has the road blocked up for a certain amount of time. And now everybody's going to suffer because the pace now gets faster because we have to get up the road this time. We want to, and again, we want to maximize everyone's time on the road. So that's why we're going to be very tight on the time this year. Which we have plans in place to make sure that we're trying to get people in place on time. So we're trying something new this year, see if it works. Hopefully it does. All fingers crossed. And if it does, then we'll try to implement that in the future going forward. And of course, on Sunday, several of the bands have individual boat parties that are going to be going out to Round Point. We already discussed all that with the police as well. So we make sure all the T's are crossed, the I's are dotted. And then of course on Monday night it's going to be Sunday morning. Monday night it's going to be Juve.
Yes.
Okay.
So
because it's the holiday weekend, right?
The holiday weekend, exactly. Which is why our carnival is. We believe from day one. We believe that we can't have a carnival here unless you go a long holiday, because why would people, and we talked about this so many times before, why would people fly from all the way from England to come and parade on our streets for one day? They would not do that. That's why the carnival has to start from Wednesday and we go all the way until Monday. One of the things I'm asking people to look at our logo and see what our logo says. Our logo says, experience the carnival, discover the islands. So it isn't about just going on the road. This is for us more than anything, and we're circling back. This is for us more than anything. It's a tourism product. We want to fly in as many people as we can to the Cayman Islands, to not only just to go on the road, but experience all of the events, go out to Stingray City, go to the Botanic Park, do all of the things that are Caymanian. So the logo in itself speaks to who we are. Experience the carnival, discover the island.
One thing I really, really need people to understand who's listening to this show and who's streaming it, whatever. CayMAS is an NPO. We're non-profit. None of us gets paid for this. None of us make money off of this. We've literally gone in pocket ourselves to make
every year
events happen. So we do it for the love of carnival, and that's the first thing. Like all the directors, everybody who volunteer on this board, and that's key. We volunteer to be on this board. We do it because we see the potential of what it can be. There's no return for us at all. Never have been. Never. I've been doing this. I've been doing this since I started out of high school, being involved in carnivals. I've done this a long time, and I've never once made $1 off of it. So again, it's just because I love what it is and love what we stand for, but also all the bands, all the directors on the road as well. We have made changes to the way carnival's perceived in Cayman. We are a costume carnival. Everywhere else in the world is a costume carnival. We're not going to dumb down our product. And when I say dumb down the product, we need to ensure that when people come here and they experience carnival, we have carnival chasers who now come here for carnival every year. I've had DMs, personal emails from people like, I want to come to your carnival. What are the events? Can I buy a group ticket, etc.? All that's happened. But these people are coming for a carnival experience.
Right.
They come to experience the island. I've been to other Caribbean countries before. They spend, and you spend money when you go to these carnivals. You pay $1,000 for a ticket. You pay $2,000 for hotel rooms. You're paying $3,000 for food and transport. You're paying $500 for your costume. You're paying $200 a pop to get into parties. It's a $7,000 trip. And we have it here. Maybe not to a 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning fete, but we do have those exact same things here. So you don't have to travel to people say, oh, it's so hot in July. You go to countries that are near to the equator in August and July, where it's hotter than here, and spend more money than participate in what we have here.
Crop over, August.
So, I mean, that's just one example. I'm literally messaging Trinidad Jungle Juice right now as we sit here discussing his people coming in for our carnival as well. So, like, we are far-reaching. We do have a following, and we are on the map. There's artists who reach out to us. I would like to perform this year at CayMAS.
I don't think anybody's arguing that. Like, it's for sure. There's CayMAS Carnival is far-reaching, and Carnival has definitely become a thing where you do have those carnival chasers. People want to go everywhere. We're seeing that in Cayman.
Yes,
people going to other islands and supporting. Jamaica became a really, really big destination
and
for Carnival.
For Carnival, Jamaica, which is a home of reggae and dance hall. And one of my first carnivals that I ever attended was in Jamaica.
Oh, okay.
So one of my first international ones was in Jamaica.
And it started here.
and that's the thing, like, guys, it's we're growing and we're expanding, we're getting on the map, and people realizing who we are, and international DJs and artists are reaching out to us. So it's not like we're just doing this for the fun and sake of it. We are doing it to expand this product. We want to have 6,000 people roll in for Carnival. No hotel, restaurant, bar, or airline will complain about that.
I'd like to hear about those numbers. We got to go to commercial break right now.
Okay.
But we're going to get into more of the details of Carnival Day. Aftermath, we didn't talk about that, so I want to hear a little bit about that after our commercial break. All right?
We will.
Cruise into summer with expert service from Automotive Art Cayman. More than a retail store, it's your one-stop auto care shop. We offer paint, detailing, accessories, wheels, Yamaha parts and products, batteries, tire repairs, tire changes, and more. Need top-tier shine and protection? Grab Gliptone detailing gear, Chevron synthetic oil, and Axiom car care kits. Get expert service with premium products all under one roof. Wherever you cruise, make your pit stop at Automotive Art first. Find us on Shedden Road and follow us at Auto Art KY on Instagram and Automotive Art Cayman on Facebook.
The new KFC nuggets have arrived. That, unlike the no-gets, ours are handmade using 100% white meat, unlike the no-gets. At KFC, we hand-bread every day to achieve the perfect flavor. After you try our delicious and crispy nuggets in the original recipe, you'll never settle for less. KFC, the real nuggets. It's finger-licking good.
Tune in every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. for Radio Cayman's Midday Newscast. Radio Cayman, the People's Station, your trusted official source for the latest news. The 12 p.m. news is proudly brought to you by Health City Cayman Islands. World-class healthcare within your reach.
We were on the edge of a breakthrough. I knew the substance was extraterrestrial, but I didn't realize.
Aunt Angie, what does this have to do with managing my insurance?
Well, long story long, the entire lab exploded, and the radioactive sludge went everywhere. I ended up in the hospital for a few weeks, but I was able to manage everything with the CG Online portal.
The online portal. Safe, convenient, simple. CG Britgay. Good like that.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning. Welcome back to The Buzz. We are talking all about CayMAS, which is kicking off, I think they said Wednesday, July 1st, which is also Canada Day. I'm just going to plug my Canadians out there.
Okay. I'm going to celebrate.
Right? It's also our Constitution weekend, right? So we
Correct. Yes.
It's a big weekend. It's a long weekend for Cayman. Now, we're going to get into more of the details that are going on with Carnival Day, getting ready for the Saturday. Brent, during the break, you said, people are asking us, what do we mean by cleaning up the road? So I just want you to get into that. Well, what is meant by cleaning up the road? I'm thinking after Carnival, but you...
Yeah. When I say clean up the road, we're going to clean up the road after Carnival also, too. Yes. But what we want to appeal to people, not only the people, but also all of the revelers, is that these are some of the changes that we're making this year, is that we want to clean up the road. When I say clean up the road, we want the road to look like a true carnival. What we have found in the past with CayMAS is that everybody's on the road. It's really beautiful and the costumes looks great and everybody's excited to be on the road. But when everybody's excited to be on the road, we end up with thousands that are not paid to be on the road. Just everybody's what we call swarmers. People are just jumping in the parade and going down the road and behind the truck, and everybody's just having a grand time. But that doesn't bode well for the people that just came from the side of the road and just wants to watch the parade and wants to see the splendor and the beauty of the parade. And one of the things that we want to do this year more than anything is try to clean that up. So I want to appeal to those people that believe that it's okay for me to come out. I'm not going to pay anything and I'm going to just jump behind the truck and I'm going to have a wonderful time for 4 miles down the road, for 4 hours on the road. I'm going to tell those people that that's not going to happen this year, because we're creating extra security this year. We're working with the RCIP, and everybody that is paid to be in that parade will have on a CayMAS armband. If you don't have on a CayMAS armband, you are not going to be in my parade. We're going to take you out of the parade. We don't want to have major problems on the road, but this is why I'm appealing to people now. Understand what the carnival is, understand the splendor of it, the beauty of it, and what we're trying to achieve. And we want you to cooperate with us. If you're not paid to be in the parade, well, then you'll stand on the side of the road and watch the parade go by. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you can't come in and take a picture with somebody in a costume because it looks wonderful, or you can't come in and see your friend and have a little wave with your friend. That's okay to do, but you're not going to be in my parade going down, because we're taking steps to try and clean up the parade, if that makes sense.
Yeah. One of the biggest complaints that I had last year at the end of the parade, and because several people know who I was, came up to me directly and said these were participants in the parade, is you have to do something about the stormers. And I just want people to understand, this is not about exclusion. This is about not wanting people to not take part in the parade. This is about revelers who have paid
good money,
hard-earned money to partake in the parade, to be on the road. And that also feeds into the logistics and expenses of the carnival organizers themselves. They have to pay for that alcohol. They have to pay for that sound truck. They have to pay for the security. Yeah. They had to pay for those costumes. Like, a feather is not one single feather. It's extremely expensive.
Yeah. That's why I don't get them anymore.
So, but they add
not in this economy.
But not only that too. You have to think about it from a security standpoint.
And safety.
That's
yeah, because every one of the bands, we have a terms and conditions that are a 10-page terms and condition. Every one of the bands sign onto, and in that, they're responsible for the people that are on the road, and they're responsible for their revelers, and they have advised their revelers from what they can do with regards to music, with regards to with regards to drinking, with regards to anything on the road. So those other people that are not, that doesn't have that information, if you're in my parade and something happens because you didn't know, or you didn't understand the trucks, or you didn't understand that, then you're putting my whole parade at a liability, and the logistics behind that. That's why I don't want you there unless you know what you're doing in my parade. And for you to know what you're doing in my parade, that means you should be a reveler that have paid and come out to enjoy the parade.
And sign the T&Cs.
As somebody who's jumped for many years in both Badabanu and CayMAS, it's a difference when you're a part of that parade, and it's a different respect level and understanding how it works with people.
Right.
When you have people just storming it that's never seen Carnival perhaps, or just think, this means I can just go touch and grab people, whatever it is.
Right.
That's a big no.
Right.
And yes, that has happened. So when it comes to the safety aspect, I do appreciate that. I think that's a good thing. And I think everybody who is jumping is going to appreciate that more.
Right.
Because you're all in there for that same reason. And when you have other people that don't really understand the etiquette of Carnival,
100%.
It can be a little contentious at times.
Yes,
so I want to
exactly.
talk about the bands, how many bands you have going into CayMAS this year.
Yeah, we have 9 bands this year.
Okay. Is that a growth? Is that
no? That's stabilized, I guess, to a certain extent. I'll be truthful in saying that this year has been a tough year, and I got to tell you probably one of the reasons why it's been a tough year.
I'm going to ask, so let's get it out.
It's an election year. It was an election year, so a lot didn't happen while the election was happening.
In a timely manner.
In a timely manner. So a lot of people was just sitting waiting. We got to get elections out of the way, and then that's when things start to move. And it happens every election year. So
what do you mean, the promo for the? Because I thought that was happening.
Sponsorships
okay.
and people people that are buying costumes are more concentrated at that time on an election and who they're electing and what their country going to look like. Yeah. And then after that, then it's like, okay, all right, election out of the way, let's do Carnival now. Yeah. So the wheels didn't turn as fast this year as it normally would, but I can still guarantee you that all the wonderful, beautiful splendor that we see on the road will still be there. It won't change. It won't change anything. Yeah.
Now I'm going to ask about the elephant in the room kind of thing. Okay, yep. And I know you guys are prepared to answer this, but it would be wrong of me not to ask because it was quite a big news thing. And for me, there's a personal note to it as well. So I understand that Fet for a Cause, as of the 18th of June, which was Monday?
Yes.
Was told that they are no longer allowed to participate in CayMAS. The 18th of June, so we're talking 3 weeks away. And this, from what I understand, is due to now all of a sudden, no Monday wear being allowed in CayMAS. But at the beginning of June, I know a second contract was signed by Fet for a Cause that agreed to the terms and conditions that you guys had for Monday wear. They originally signed an agreement, I think it was December 2024, that spoke about, they knew that it can't just be T-shirts.
Sure.
They knew that from far ahead of time, and they were paired with Monday wear, right? And then it became, okay, if you're going to have T-shirts, now this is for any band, only 30% of the revelers that are signed up. So if you have 100 people, only 30 people can have T-shirts, right? Got it. That makes sense, right? But Fet for a Cause was prepared for that, and they had their Monday wear. And now, three weeks out, after signing the second agreement, they have their Monday wear ready. They're told they can no longer participate. A part of it was originally because there was a lawsuit going on with the band leader for Fet for a Cause and one of the, I'm not going to say former directors, but is he still a director?
Yes.
Okay. That lawsuit is now done, and that director has to pay up, right?
Sure.
So we know that. He is in fault of everything. He was found guilty. He has to pay up. For me, this is where my personal thing is. I almost feel like it's a personal vendetta against Fet for a Cause because that lawsuit happened, even though that's an entity, that's a corporation that had to get paid. And then this was taken out on Fet for a Cause. And this is what the consensus of people seeing what's going on is happening. Now, I'm just going to wrap up. In saying all of this, now it's no Monday wear whatsoever as of the 18th of June, after they've already signed in the beginning of June 5th, actually. I've seen the contracts, that they could still be in it. And all of a sudden now they can't. And I'm sitting here like, how do we take away a band that raises money for the Cayman Islands Cancer Society? My own coworker who has a third lease on life, who almost died, who spent 6 months in the hospital on his deathbed and is being told, you can't join CayMAS now. And then, I'm sorry, guys, but that statement that was sent to them saying, we challenge you to put any of your expenditure to the Cayman Islands Cancer Society, any of the money that you would have spent, which is actually all donations from sponsors, as they've said, to the Cancer Society. That was a wild and crazy thing to say. That challenge was absolutely, I'm going to say, classless, okay? How do we not have them in? And how is the same director who the lawsuit was brought against, how is his wife's band, which is a Monday wear band called Zess, allowed to participate still, but Fet for a Cause can't?
Okay, can I start?
Go for it. I had to get it all out, so go for it.
So, let me back up. The entire issue of cancer is not beyond anybody. My family, my father fought it twice, 10 years apart. I had to jump on the plane with 2 hours notice because the air ambulance out. Your coworker is a close friend of mine for over 30 years. I know him quite well. I was one of the first people that he messaged when he first found out he got it. I knew his mother very well when she passed. I dated his cousin, so I know the entire family extremely well. One of my closest friends for the last 30 years just messaged me 2 days ago to tell me her husband has incurable brain cancer. I have several friends on island who also have cancer. The theme of cancer is not lost on me. It is closer to me than a lot of people know. Let's get that out of the way. The organizer for Fet for a Cause and I are friends. It's not personal. I can say that for me.
Same here.
Okay? The lawsuit that happened, we addressed it. I went to his office. He can tell you that. I went to his workplace to discuss this with him. We discussed it. He called me when the lawsuit fell away. I said, okay, there's nothing holding you back now. We have updated our T's and C's. We will send those to you. The board, we were discussing everything to rectify this. I sent him the T's and C's the day before I jumped on a plane. At the airport, before I got on the plane, his sponsor called me and we were discussing how we're going to go forward with getting them on the road. I get on the plane, I got 50 forwards from people about a press release that I've never seen. I read it. I flew out. I didn't address anything. He signed the paperwork, updated paperwork, the Friday after he sent out those press release.
I think June 5th he signed that paperwork, if I have the date right. I have a copy of it, so that's
after the press release.
After the press release.
Guarantee you, we know that. And the reality of it is a press release that came out attacking not only CayMAS, demanding certain things, but not only that, then attack myself, Jermaine, and Wayne as directors on our personal pages, which people don't even know who run the carnival. You go to my personal page. At that point, it became not feasible for the two entities to work together.
The amount of personal threats
that
and
we have
messages we have received because of this.
Because of that.
And I'm talking about people who have known me for 20 plus years, have jumped in Carnival. It's registered right now with some bands. And then say, guys, I mean, at the end of the day, do not get me wrong. We literally sat down up to the day we sent that letter and tried to figure out a way to make this work amicably.
Make it work, Jermaine.
we hold on, let me finish. The entire T-shirt section, the entire clause was amended specifically for a cause. When we originally did this thing, there was no T-shirts allowed. We changed the rules for CayMAS specifically for a cause, and then we tailored it so that it was still fit into the genre of what the carnival is. We have nothing against for a cause.
Nothing personal.
So what happened from June 5th, where he signed the second terms and conditions that you guys changed to all of a sudden?
Because we were
now not allowed. But other Monday wear is allowed.
No, get me wrong. We were updating the T's and C's, but we had to get them registered. When all the bands, every single band, got the updated T's and C's at the exact same time. Everybody signed it. Nobody says on a press release saying that we were targeting them. And most of the bands who are in CayMAS now all started as T-shirt bands. Go back and look at them.
Yeah.
And to address the other one, Zest is not participating in CayMAS this year. They have no section.
Well, I went to the page last night. So
the director told us he was not selling the costume.
That should come down as well then, shouldn't it? Because it's misleading.
Yeah, the director told us recently he's not moving forward with that as well.
Yeah. And just one note I want the public to know is that because of all of the stuff that has happened and we understand the contention of it, we, the board, and to let people know, we have decided that our profit, all the profits that we make, whatever profit we make, is going to be donated to the Cancer Society. So we want people to know that this isn't about the Cancer Society at all. This didn't happen because of that. This we got to this point simply because of the attack that came at us while we were negotiating a way to make sure that this work, and not only work but feasible to all of the other bands, and in an equitable, balanced way. We were doing that at that point when all of a sudden we were bombarded with a press release that was
inaccurate
and misleading at that time.
One of the things that somebody spoke to me about the other day, in regards to this, because like I can just put all my cards on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said, "Okay, it's a NPO is for a great cause." I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I have jumped with Fet for a Cause before.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is this. Okay, Fet for a Cause goes ahead. We grant them carte blanche. Do whatever you want. Full T-shirt ban on the road. Every single band after this is going to say, "I'm going to donate money to an NPO."
No, but it's not about them being a full T-shirt ban. I understand how you want to keep the look of Carnival in a certain aesthetic, and I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
And as did they introduced their Monday wear, right? Which I loved. I was like, I'm going to be doing this. Like, I loved that because how cancer is very much affecting my family as well. Having Lynn, and I work so closely with Lynn and seeing what's going on. So I absolutely want to support that, right? But for me, now it's not happening. I think more than anything, revelers, and to me, it's just disgusting what's happened.
It is.
There's not a nicer word I can use.
No, and I'm going to tell you right now.
We want to see it come back together,
It's
guys.
the correct word. We have not said Fet for a Cause cannot take part in CayMAS ever again. Nobody's ever said that.
Nah, but you said for this year. So what's the difference? Why can't they do this
It's
year?
contentious at this point, honestly speaking. I mean, I'm going to be perfectly blunt.
Y'all don't think that the board didn't make it contentious? Like it didn't have to get this contentious?
Kathy, I could show you my WhatsApp right now, where up to 11 o'clock the night before, I was talking to them.
Mm-hmm.
I would
like to see it happen. I'm not the only one.
We were changing out the graphics to put them back on our bands that were jumping.
We were doing all of that, and all of a sudden,
everything was up to the Wednesday night, and I literally got on a plane on Thursday, and all hell broke loose.
Mm-hmm.
So
all of a sudden,
I can understand them issuing a press release because if there's a lot of talk on the road and they're going to issue a press release about, we might not be in it.
Talk to me first.
But we were talking at that time. We were negotiating at that time.
This is what feels personal. So do you feel
this is not personal.
It's a thing.
I will talk to anybody about this at any time. It's not personal. What has happened is that good faith negotiations were going on.
Mm-hmm.
And you sabotaged it.
Now, what about challenging them? Sorry, not asking them. We challenge you to put your money towards the counselors. That's in a letter that was sent to Fet for a Cause, dated for June 18th. We challenge you. I can bring it up and read it.
Challenge?
Okay. We challenge you. Any of the money that was going to be spent on this band, we challenge you to put it towards the Cancer Society.
But here's the issue. The letter that was sent to Fet for a Cause was sent to all the bands.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't targeted.
Fet
for a Cause.
Well, when we say we're challenging you, what we simply mean is the fact that CayMAS is going to donate our profits to the Cancer Society. So we're challenging all of you, all the bands. We sent it to every band, and we're challenging you to do the same. What we're going to do. So that's the line it was written. Not we're challenging.
And I could show you that as well.
We need to change the language.
Every single band.
That was the wrong language.
No, but here's the thing.
Because you understand.
I understand
so
what
you're seeing. That is like.
I understand the lens you're seeing it through.
Yeah.
But again, here's my problem. A lot of people read that press release, and instead of asking, what is the genre of this press release? Where's the genesis of this press release? You attacked us. Mm-hmm. You never asked what was going on. People have asked me, Jermaine, what started this? And I tell them, they go, oh, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. But instead, you've got keyboard warriors on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook coming at us, and you don't have a clue what is the background behind this. You saw a press release, and you go, it's on social media, it must be true. Mm-hmm. That is not a fact. Mm-hmm. And I'll challenge anybody to say otherwise.
Mm-hmm. That's the correct use of the word challenge right there.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Well,
I want to see you guys succeed.
Challenging all of the bands to do as we're going to do. We're going to donate our money to Cancer Society, because at the end of the day, what appears to be the contention here is that we're kicking out a band that is donating money to Cancer Society. We're doing that. We're going to donate it to Cancer Society. The money that we make, we're going to donate it there, and we're challenging all other bands to do the same thing too. So that the Cancer Society is not losing out from the fact that Fet for Cause is not on the road. Mm-hmm. So that's the honest of what we're trying to do.
And to all the revelers, including yourself, who feel that we have some, I want to make this perfectly clear. we're not ostracizing Fet for a Cause. We're not downplaying the fact that he was selling cheaper costumes to donate to the Cancer Society. For it. I'm all for it. The problem is that two business entities in such contention cannot coexist in the same space at the same time. That is just simply good business.
Yeah, well, the lawsuit was done, so we're moving from that, right?
This is not about the lawsuit.
This is beyond the lawsuit.
This has zero to do with the lawsuit.
Yeah. Okay. Zero to do with the lawsuit.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
As a matter of fact, I can tell you this unequivocally. The director that was involved in that had no say at all in what happened here. None. Zero. Okay. No input. None. At all.
None at all.
So.
Well, I understood he disappeared last year too but anyways, I understand, allegedly. So moving on from that,
all that up.
I want to say, I want to see you guys succeed. We all do, right, with CayMAS. I would love to see this resolved ASAP. As fast as June 18th happened, y'all can't do it. The 22nd is Sunday, so what today's the 19th? June 20th, I'd love to see a different letter being like, you know what, we got to figure this out, because there has been fallouts within carnivals. We have seen this through the years. CayMAS is trying to do something different. I don't want, and nobody else wants to see, what is guaranteed to be a further fallout. This isn't going to end here. And I think you guys know that. And if we can marry it back together, guys, for the best of everyone, I think that's what we would love to see.
See, one of the things is that we even discussed that at length, what the potential fallouts could be from this. And one of the things that really grieve me, and this is personal, is that the person who is behind Fet for a Cause is a founding member.
Yeah, I know.
Of CayMAS.
Yeah.
He knows our rules.
Yeah.
He knows where we come from. The t-shirt rule wasn't done this year. We started this years ago. And as in everything that we do, it evolves over the years.
Yeah.
So it's not like we said, okay, what can we do to target them?
Yeah. That didn't happen this year.
Absolutely not.
The t-shirt rules been in place for the last 4 years.
Yeah, and the thing is, all the other bands are actually with us on this one. They're like, yes, we support the t-shirt rule. We support the numbers. They all agree. And again, I will never take away anything from Fet for a Cause. I think it's a great initiative. Again, it's personal to me as well, and what they do and the people they bring in as help. There's people who survive cancer who jump with Fet for a Cause specifically for that. Again, absolutely magnificent, great initiative, and I have supported 100%. But there are times when an argument is not going to give you the results of what you want. And unfortunately, that seems to be the crossroads that we're at now. If people want to blame me for it, so be it. I got broad shoulders. I can take the licks. But it's not personal.
Yeah, and also what people need to know, what Jermaine just said, he'll take the licks and broad shoulders. He's the chairman, right? But Jermaine doesn't make the rules.
It's a board.
It's a board decision.
Yeah.
So he's the mouthpiece right now. But what he's saying is a board's decision, not Jermaine's decision. Even when I was the chairman, it was never my decision either.
Yeah.
I lost a lot of battles in the boardroom, and everybody lose a lot of battles in the boardroom.
I lost this battle.
Yeah, and he probably lost his battle in the boardroom. But at the end of the day, we have to look at our entity from a holistic standpoint, and we do from a board standpoint what we feel is best for the carnival and the longevity of the carnival. Some decisions are not going to be popular. In fact, every year there's some decision that is not popular, but we believe in the product that we have and how to maintain that product and how to continue to promote that product. And not even so much so for the people in Cayman, but for the people that are flying in and what they're going to see and how they feel on the road and what they think about the Cayman Islands. We have to think about that from that aspect.
I get it. I get that, Brent. And again, it's a Monday wear band, so it's not just T-shirts, right? But we're going to pivot from that now.
Yeah.
I'm way over my show.
Yeah, I know.
I want to get to me, I mean, Sunday and then Juve happens, but the day of Carnival, the big day, so we have the aftermath. We never even touched on the aftermath.
Yeah, we didn't even touch on that.
Give me any detail.
We're talking about so much.
I know, announcement.
So aftermath is going to happen this year. The organizer has put out his flyer and his ticket is going to happen. He hasn't announced any the acts yet.
What? Okay.
But he's
got some surprises
Give me a hint.
coming.
I
don't even know. He
So,
got
one of the great things about what we do at CayMAS is we endorse events for the particular bands. The bands come to us and say, hey, we want to do this. We say, okay, is it going to be a CayMAS endorsed event? Yes. And then we try to cross promote everything. So every band, every organizer gets the same amount of airtime, and we try to get all the bands to support each other's moving events.
Right.
So that's when we try to support each other. We don't try to have one or two big events and charge massive amounts of money. We charge small amounts, get a big group here, get a big group here, and just rolls on. We try to make it a carnival event like you see in other countries, where you have 3 to 4 or 5 days of just fet, the road, and then a cool down. So that's what we're trying to do here as well.
Yeah, and quickly.
So stay tuned for the big
and quickly, just to all of those people that might be thinking they're going to stand on the side of the road and not a reveler. If you're a reveler, you get special prices to special events, and in particular after Mass. If you're a reveler, you will get in for $10. If you're not a reveler, I think it's going to be up something like $35 or $30 or something like that. I'm not 100% sure on that. I couldn't go back to that, but I know it's 30 either 30 or 35. So that's another good reason for you to buy a costume. Buy a costume and you get it for $10 there. And that's the same thing for all the events. All the events you will get a discounted price if you are a reveler on the road.
Okay, we got to end the show. I want to let our listeners know, if you're interested to know more about the events, to hear about what big artists are going to be announced for the After Mass, check out, you can follow them on social media at caymas.ky, and you can check out the website www.caymas.ky. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me, for addressing what we had to talk about as well, and then giving us the whole big lineup that's going on with CayMAS this year.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having us.
To our listeners, thank you for hanging out with me. I know I went a little late this morning, but we had to get some of that info out. Okay, enjoy your Thursday.
The Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice. And Automotive Art Cayman. Your car, our passion.
For the past 10 years,